What's going on, Heartland family? Welcome back to another episode of the Healthy with Heartland podcast. I am your host, Justin, and today it's snowy out, so we're coming live from the basement. Got your creative directors and co-hosts Simon and Shannon at an alternate location as well. How you doing this morning, guys?
Doing good. Hope everyone's staying warm.
Yes, definitely. And safe.
Yes. So today we have an awesome topic for you. I'm very excited to talk about supplementation, something that we all need to do. We're going to talk about why you need to do it, the different easy ways to get started with it if it's not something that you typically do. So we'll cover all the supplements, but we're going to really hone in on vitamin D and magnesium today. But before we get to all of that, let's send it over to Simon and Shannon for some announcements.
Awesome. Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us, Heartland family. Just a few quick announcements for you. Of course, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on Facebook. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see all of our podcast episodes. As well, make sure you check us out on Instagram so you see all of our delicious food photos. We are going to do a giveaway at the end of this episode today, so make sure you stay tuned to the end. Make sure you like and you share it for a chance to be entered in to win a special prize at the end of this episode. If you're a Heartland customer, we want you to know that you can restock from home without the hassle. So we have an amazing reorder special for you, 2 packs of bacon, your choice, with your order for free. We also have some amazing events going on through the end of this month and into next month. So if you're interested in doing one of our pop-up events, make sure to reach out to Kat and Lindsay. It's a really great opportunity to hang out with your friends, family, and neighbors safely and enjoy some Heartland samples. So if you guys are interested in letting us know what's for dinner in your home, make sure you check us out at the new Heartland Foodies group on Facebook. Make sure you join that so you can stay up to date with all things latest and greatest Heartland. So with that, let's get into our podcast episode. Justin, take it away.
All right, so let's start with why do we even need to take supplements, right? So think of the way that soil used to have a very dense amount of nutrients. We actually, historically, were able to get everything we needed for our body's function just from the food that we would eat. Now, as factory farming and soil depletion has really taken a toll on the quality of the ingredients, we're really not getting all the things that we need naturally. So all of us, it's just a fact, you need to supplement even if you're eating a very healthy diet. There are a lot of things that you're simply not going to get from nature anymore that you have to supplement. Another big issue with this is actually water depletion. We used to get a ton of minerals through the water supply. All of that is being depleted now. There's also an issue with genetic hybrids. All this commercial farming, they're using hybrids, which are not as nutrient dense as the original forms of everything that we used to eat. So in concept, you just kind of have to just have faith that this is true and it's something that you need to address. And long distance farming, another big issue. You know, things that you're eating are sometimes stored for months at a time. They're traveling from other countries. So as that breakdown process happens, you're just losing nutrients. By the time you're consuming this stuff, you're just not getting what you need. And another big problem, as we get older, we don't absorb the nutrients as well. So as you get older, you need to take this more and more seriously to address your longevity. So we're going to talk about a bunch of supplements. The first one I want to give everyone, I think if you're not supplementing, this is definitely the first place you want to start. Athletic Greens. This is my favorite all-in-one, just one daily scoop. Everybody can do it. It's effortless, and it's going to cover almost everything. So just to give you a rundown of what's in here, it's all your basic vitamins, minerals. It also has an alkaline, nutrient-dense raw superfood complex. Why is that important? If you're someone like me, I don't really eat vegetables and fruits that much. And even if you do, you're just not going to get all the nutrient density you need from these things. So one scoop of this has got 7,300 milligrams of all the different micronutrients that you would get from all the spectrum of fruits and vegetables. So if you take this one scoop a day, you're covered, and then you can just worry about your macros. It also has nutrient-dense extracts, all kinds of herbs, antioxidants, things that are going to help with your liver function, basically just keep your body's alkalinity and balance. The last thing that's in there is a dairy-free probiotic, super mushroom complex, and digestive enzyme complex. So that's going to help break down your food and just help with your digestion. So I think that's just the number one place to start for just general supplement and health.
Mm.
Nice.
Athletic Greens also has vitamin D supplements separate from this with K2. And that's important because vitamin D and K2 together, it's basically like 1 + 1 = 3. They help each other in their functionality and absorption. So if you're supplementing vitamin D, it's a good place to start, but you need to get that K with that as well. So that's kind of my intro to supplements and just why we need to do it. And Simon and Shannon have some other things that they cover. So what do you
Yeah.
got over there, guys?
All right.
Yeah. I think, I mean, greens, I think that was a really great tip. That's one thing that we definitely got into when we started implementing like smoothies into our breakfast, because it was a
Right.
really easy way to incorporate those greens that, maybe mixing with almond milk or water wouldn't be so tasty. If you put them in a nice smoothie with some blueberries, almond milk, and then add the greens in there with some ice, it's really refreshing. I think some other things that we try to incorporate is magnesium, which I know Justin said we are going to get into. And there's a couple different forms of that. Some people take it through like a pill form, or something that we recently just got into was this powder. So you can add this powder to a couple ounces of water, warm water, or like sometimes we even add it to a sparkling water. And it just gives you that magnesium boost. We take it at the end of the night, and it kind of helps us relax, de-stress, and it even can help you sleep. So that's something that's really huge for us. A probiotic is definitely something that we like to take, and we kind of switch that up. We've done like the little drinks that include probiotics, but a nice probiotic supplement is always good as well. If I'm not taking a probiotic, sometimes we'll take like a psyllium husk, just to add some extra like fiber into your diet, especially if you don't like to eat, raw greens.
Right.
That can be something really good to help with digestion and help with your digestive tract.
Right. And about the probiotics, why do you think, what is so important about the probiotics?
Probiotics, basically, they add into your gut the good bacterias that helps you, remain balanced, remain alkaline. It helps your body defend with your immune system, helps you stay mentally, balanced. So a good probiotic and intestinal health, immunity, that is definitely something that, we think is really important. And it's very easy. There's a lot of different probiotics available that are high quality. So definitely check that out. Maybe one other thing that I'd mention is like a biotin. It's really good, especially for females, hair, skin, and nails, but males as well. And it just has like coconut oil, sometimes MCT oil, and it's just adding, a couple thousand of those milligrams into your diet, which can kind of help with, skin, hair, and nails. So those are kind of the basics that we cover. I don't know if there's anything else.
I guess that kind of basically taps into why you take supplements, right? So gut health, I mean, there's so many different reasons. I mean, people are taking supplements for weight loss, for anxiety,
Right,
for
stress
hair growth.
management.
You mentioned nails, and some of it is like beauty. So there's so many different supplements out there, and there's so many different reasons to take supplements. And one thing I did, that I liked from Justin is basically like taking those greens powders and trying to get more of the greens in your diet when you can't get enough vegetables, because I mean, it's really hard to get the actual amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet, throughout the day. So supplementing is an easier way to kind of get those things. So
Definitely.
It's a necessary thing too.
right.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think one other thing, and I believe Zach mentioned it when we were on the podcast talking about fasting, we try to incorporate, you can do something, supplement could be as easy as just adding some, Redmond's real salt to your water, or, if you take a mineral supplement or an electrolyte supplement. There's a bunch of different versions. They have keto versions. They have paleo versions. This is a version from Onnit, which is land and sea minerals. So it's just helping you supplement those little things that, when you do extra hard workouts, or when you are, eating healthy, but it's still hard to eat that amount of fruits and vegetables, you can kind of supplement with these things. And that's kind of our routine, if that
One kind
answers
of
your
question that I have for Justin is I'm really interested in knowing your routine on things, like, I guess kind of staying consistent. It's important to have a routine. What is your routine with the supplements that you take?
Yeah, it's routine, and one thing that I caught with the magnesium, what you said, it's also timing. How you take these supplements throughout the day and which ones you're taking when.
Yep.
So For instance, the athletic greens, this is literally the first thing every morning on an empty stomach. It's just a shot of nutrition, right?
Mm.
Right to the system. So there's nothing in there that you wouldn't want to have in the morning. But
Mhm.
if you want to take a more targeted approach, something to think about, even for someone like me who's, working out 4 days a week, playing hockey 3 days a week, the activity level's so high, the mineral depletion and the nutrients you need, the dosage isn't always there. So you're going to have to kind of get with a professional, probably, unless you know what you're doing, and figure out what the right dosage is for you.
Mm.
But so on top of the athletic greens, and my supplement guru, Dave Shuttler, can help you with all this stuff. You need any help with supplementation, that's where all of my information comes from.
Right.
So Thorn Detox Nutrients. This is a morning and an evening supplement that I take on top of the athletic greens because I'm not getting enough dose. So the interesting thing with timing, the morning version of the Thorn, which is, according to Dave and my research as well, this is some of the highest quality supplements you can get. There's a lot of fraud with supplementation, just like food. So the
Right.
source really does matter where you get this stuff from. Now, the morning version is going to have a lot more of your B vitamins, things that give you energy, that get you charged for the day. And then the evening is going to have things like magnesium, which calms your system, helps with recovery and sleep. So when you take these things, it does matter. And magnesium, I really want to zero in on this one because it is the most important thing that people aren't taking that is completely necessary. And it's what we lack the most in nature now.
Mm.
So on top of that, I'm taking a high quality magnesium, and this is going to have all different types of magnesium that get absorbed the right way. A lot of times, the over counter stuff, you buy your supplements from Walmart, I mean, you're basically not absorbing that. You may as well not even take it. So the quality really matters.
Mm-hmm.
So this is getting done in the evening. And then fish oil. Fish oil is another big one. So this one comes from Vital. And basically, how you know if your fish oil is good quality, if you get those fishy burps, you're getting bad quality fish oil supplement. Yeah.
I hate those fishy burps. Those are like the worst. Like that's why we had to go and then, you know what I mean, like get better quality fish oil because those things are the worst. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about it before, and Justin, you mentioned like the quality of the supplement is just as important as the supplement that you're taking. So,
Right.
like you said, the advice that you're getting from the professionals and people like Dave, you can kind of pass that along because you may be going to Walmart or, wherever and just buying low quality supplements and not seeing the results. And that could perhaps be why.
Yeah, I want to give some information. If there's two things that any of you decide, like, this is what I'm going to do, magnesium and vitamin D. And here's why. So every cell in your body contains magnesium. It needs it to function. There's over 600 reactions in your body that are dependent on magnesium. I mean, we're talking about energy creation. It helps convert food into energy, protein formation. It helps create new proteins from amino acids. Gene maintenance. It helps create and repair your DNA and RNA. Muscle movements. It's part of the contraction and relaxation of your muscles. So your nervous system. It helps regulate your neurotransmitters, which send messages throughout your brain and whole nervous system. I mean, magnesium is just so essential, and it just plays such a critical role in your function, your mood, and low levels are actually linked to an increased risk of depression.
Right.
Wow.
So, you know, you take these things and you might not even realize what it's doing, but start to learn why, and you'll be like, wow, I really got to do this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So here's a really interesting stat for you. So studies suggest that about 48% of people with type 2 diabetes have low levels of magnesium in their blood.
Wow.
So you need magnesium.
Yes, here's another one. One study followed 4,000 people for 20 years, found that those with the highest magnesium intake were 47% less likely to develop diabetes.
Wow. Wow. So just as something
So,
as simple as taking that that one supplement helped with something that huge.
Right.
yep,
Wow.
low magnesium. It's also linked with chronic inflammation. And these are the leading drivers of aging, obesity, and just chronic disease in general. So magnesium is a huge one. You got to do that.
Right. And Justin, in the comments, people are asking, I know you kind of mentioned Dave, but they're asking, where do you actually purchase your supplements?
So I get the Thorn Detox Nutrients from Dave. I just pick them up at the gym, but I do
Hmm.
believe you can order them online, or I can hook you up with Dave. He might be able to get you better pricing on it. The other one that I do every day for like since I met Debbie Kale a long time ago are these doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack.
Oh, I love
Nice.
those.
Every day. Like what I'm telling you, I do this every single day of my life. So E Omega, it covers all the omega 3s, plant omegas, fish omegas, you're getting it all. It's also got an essential oil blend of things, natural things, roots, extracts. Same thing with the cellular vitality, the alpha CRS.
Wow.
This is all your things like turmeric and boswellia, all that kind of crazy stuff that's it's good for liver function, all kinds of things. Milk thistles in there. So between that and the superfood complex, and the athletic greens, I mean,
Hmm.
I'm through supplementation. I literally just have to hit my proteins, carbs, and fats and my macros through quality food. And I doubt anybody's really eating a more nutritious overall diet.
Right.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's so great.
It just sounds really well rounded when you're kind of saying, each of the groups that you're hitting. It sounds like you kind of have a really good balance between all the different areas.
So I
That's
have a
pretty awesome.
question kind of
And you
off
get
topic.
a
Oh,
mhm.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I just have a
Last thing
question.
I would say real quick is just, I'm you can overdose on this stuff too. So
Right.
Yeah.
you really need to know what your dosage is. And I'm doing one scoop of this. I'm doing a half dose of the thorns because if I was doing the full dose of that on top of that, I'd probably be overdosing on vitamin B and different things that make you angry. So just be careful with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. Justin, so you have a lot of knowledge in this area. I just, kind of personally, like, how long did it take you to kind of, get into it, get through it, like learn about all these kind of things? Like, I know it's an ongoing and ever evolving sort of education, but where did you start?
Just being around the right people, I think, really puts you in the right direction. When like we were talking about last week, when the first time I tried to meal prep, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was just gonna eat chicken and broccoli and that was going to be it. I mean, so my education level was so bad that I was failing just because of lack of education. So if you're starting from a place where you don't know anything, you just got to get around the right people. Getting with Dave, it took it way to the next level. Being around people like Brian Sweeney and all these other people that are really, you can get so much knowledge from them. So that reading books, I've done a ton of books. I do like what I call reverse mentoring. I read about things I don't agree with to see what I can learn there too. And then it's interesting how, your vision changes and you start to really dial it in. And then also trial and error with your body. What works for one person is not necessarily what's needed for the next person. And where you are in your health and wellness journey also depends on where you need to focus and how you need to dose these things. So if regardless of your level, right? Even the pros have coaches. In fact, the more you know, the more you're probably being coached. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you need to get with somebody that knows more than you, that can guide you through, and it'll just lift the veil off your eyes. So for me, this has been probably since my early 20s, so a little over 10 years that I've been developing just a healthy lifestyle. And it
Wow.
really translates. I mean, the way my body performs in the gym. I still play hockey. I think I'm better now than when I was 20 years old. And I often think about if I had this knowledge back then and
Mm,
if I took it, this seriously then, how much better and further I would have gone in sports.
definitely. And I think it's interesting because we just talked a little bit about, our story last week, and we kind of say the same thing is, like, wow, we waited until, we were like young adults before we were really making these health conscious decision and learning about supplementation and realizing that what you eat, matters and all these different things. And how it's just we've had that thought as well. And I'm glad that we all are in this field now and that we are interested in, learning more and growing and passing this information along to others who they want to learn about it as well.
I'd just like to give a couple shout outs. Thanks to Liz, Renee, Angela, um, Elena, all of you for tuning in. We appreciate you guys commenting and liking and sharing this podcast, and we love the interaction. Yeah.
Thank you so
Just
much.
wanted
We're
shout
really
them
glad,
out.
and we hope you guys get value from, all the topics that we chat about.
Yeah, and also, just so you all know, if you don't already know this, but Shannon's a great resource for you. She's got a degree in this, so she's studied it from a different level and has a ton of knowledge that can help you as well.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like when Simon mentioned last week, just going to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and Simon and I he really went through the school with me. I feel like we did a lot of the studying together, and just really learned a lot about how it's all the little pieces of health and wellness that you put together. And I'll just reiterate something we mentioned last week, that the food is just one aspect, the supplementation is just one aspect, the exercise and physical fitness is just one aspect, and there's a lot of other things that go into overall health and wellness. And the more that you learn, just the better that it gets.
Yep.
I guess that's all that I can say.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Yep. So Justin, I guess kind of piggybacking, is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of supplementation that we didn't already cover?
Yeah, the last thing I just want to give some reasons why vitamin D is so important, especially right now. It does support your upper respiratory system. I mean, literally, it is correlated with reducing your flu risk, your COVID risk. It also lowers your risk of heart attacks. It can lead to osteoporosis if you are deficient in vitamin D, which, just like magnesium, all of us are. You don't even need to go do your blood work. I can just tell you, you're deficient in vitamin D. We all are. So your healthy bones need vitamin D. Low levels increases your risk of type 1 diabetes. And vitamin D regulates your immune system, and it's basically a disease-fighting vitamin. So if you're going to start somewhere, daily scoop of athletic greens, quality magnesium before you go to bed, vitamin D. There you go.
I think that kind of sums it up.
Yep. And another question from the comments, what about kids and teens? What do you guys think as far as, like, should they be supplementing? And if they should be supplementing, what should they be supplementing with?
I guess, Justin, you can take that first.
Yeah, I would say absolutely. Especially when you're a child, you're growing, you need nutrients, you need these things. Nothing that I'm showing you is synthetic. This is all, GMP certified. That's another thing to look for on supplements on the back, especially if you're buying over the counter. The good manufacturing practices label, that's a third-party verification that looks at the quality, that what's on the label is actually what you're consuming. So I would say absolutely, children need to supplement. You just need to be diligent about the research and consult with a professional on the dosage. So
Right.
you want to make sure, based off their age, height, and weight, gender, all those different factors, that you're not giving them too much of something, not enough. You just want to make sure that it's dialed in the right way. But all humans need this stuff.
Right.
Definitely.
And then again, from the comments, James Collins said, so the Flintstone vitamins, they're not great.
Jamie's always got the best jokes.
Right.
I'm sure we've all tried those at some point in time.
And shout out to Shannon. Renee said, your skin is glowing.
Oh,
Probably those supplements.
Thank you so much, Renee. Appreciate it. It might be the biotin, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think vitamin D will give you a tan. So
right.
But you can get vitamin D from tanning with the real sun.
Yes.
From the real sun.
From the real sun, right? Not the
Right.
tanning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean,
All right.
I think this was really awesome. One thing that I just mentioned before we go, and I guess I don't know if they really consider it a supplement, but one thing that Simon and I started out with as well that I didn't mention previously was apple cider vinegar. And I guess it's not like a true supplement, but I'd still consider it something that you can supplement with. It's going to lower your blood sugar. It's going to help balance out, any insulin spikes. It's going to delay your hunger if it's something you're taking in the morning, which is what we did. It just basically clears you out. It's going to go through your whole system, and it's really, really good for you to take in the morning. You don't take it by itself. Make sure you mix it with, 12 to 16 ounces of, you can do warm water, you can do cold water. That's a preference thing. You can add in some cinnamon, cayenne. You can add a little bit of lemon juice. It's just a really great way to start your morning too. And a whole bottle will last you a good month or so. And they just started coming out with, I just recently got, so I haven't really tried them yet, but they've started creating apple cider vinegar gummies. So I guess it's an easier way to get that maybe difficult tasting supplement down. But of course, they're going to add in things like sugar to make it taste a little bit better. So I recommend trying the real apple cider vinegar. I'm sure you've seen it in the store. It's made by Bragg's, and make sure you get the one that says with the mother. The mother is actually all of those good bacterias and things like that that are gonna do all that good work in your system. So
Right. And then
Speaking of,
oh, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
yeah, so ACV shots, that's what we call them over here. My wife makes them. Do you
Mhm.
ever she puts like cayenne pepper in there and
Oh, yeah.
lemon juice, and man, that's like a shot to the
Oh
system
yeah,
there.
they're
Oh, yeah.
delicious. Actually, on our YouTube channel, if you check it out, Locals Everywhere, we actually did a video of I think our top 5 favorite wellness shots, and they're so easy you can make them at home. So definitely try them if you haven't. I think I was just mentioning to Simon and Justin earlier. A lot of times when you see wellness shots with cayenne pepper, they'll add some black pepper, and that's because the black pepper helps to activate the cayenne in your system, which again is another anti-inflammatory. So definitely check out some of those or try them at home if you're stuck at home today because of the snow.
Right. And
Beautiful.
then I was just gonna mention in the comments again. James mentioned creatine. Do you guys have any opinions on creatine? I know in high school, when coming up playing high school sports, everybody mentioned creatine and supplementing with that.
Yeah.
What are your views on that at a young age? As a teen, what would you guys say?
So, as a backup topic, I was going to talk about athletic performance, and creatine, absolutely. Take it. There's mixed reviews on that. I discussed it at length with Dave. It's a daily thing. We both take it. It basically helps you perform a little bit longer. It puts water kind of into your muscle cells, and you can go a little bit further to failure. So it's definitely something, along with BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, I believe. Those are good for recovery, hydration,
Definitely.
especially if you're exerting yourself at a high level. So yeah, creatine, BCAAs, pile it on.
Nice.
Yep. I was going to say the same thing. Basically, that's how you build your muscles and all that. And then, Shannon, can you take apple cider vinegar if you're allergic to apples?
That's a great question.
Okay, well, the simple answer to your question is boiling or heating the cider would tend to, and I don't even know this word. Obviously I went to the Google for this. Denature the allergen responsible for the oral allergy or pollen food syndrome.
Okay. So then, from what you're telling me, then it seems like yes, the apple cider the vinegaring of the apple cider will denature any allergy that would be caused from apples. So, seems like should be good to go. But of course, always consult with a professional before trying it out. But I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, nice. All right, I learn something new every day.
I learned a lot today. Justin, thank you so much for going through your entire supplemental overhaul. I want to call it an unboxing, but it wasn't an unboxing.
Kind of, right?
Yeah, kind of.
And one final point.
Interesting.
Protein. We are
Yes.
all not getting enough protein. I guarantee you, if you look at your macros and log it, all of us will find that we're not getting enough protein. So there's a lot of different ways to supplement protein. Ideally, you want to try and eat it naturally, but that's very difficult to do, whether you believe it or not, because you should be eating your body weight in grams of protein every day. And that's actually kind of tough to do for a lot of us. So lots of different ways to supplement protein. That's more of a person-to-person basis, whether you want to do whey, plant-based, collagen, there's a bunch of ways to do it. So won't get into that, but look, you got it up on the screen.
Yep, that's one thing that I didn't know we were going to go into, but Simon and I take the collagen protein supplement. I believe it's Vital Proteins. Added into another one of those things we add to our smoothie, and yeah, I love it.
No, the smoothies in the morning are so
just
good.
does wonders.
Joint health and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Do you use so we use the same brand. We get both. We do the marine one and the bovine. So I kind of want to get it from both sources, and I switch it up.
Okay. Yeah. Before we were doing the Vital Proteins, we were doing a bulletproof collagen protein, which just is an unflavored one. So you could mix it in with, you can mix it with whatever. And then we kind of started doing the Vital Proteins. Like when Simon said, we just started doing the smoothies, and it adds actually like a creaminess to the smoothie. I've put it before just straight into our coffee. And I feel a difference, especially like now we're doing martial arts. We're doing kickboxing 5 times a week, and I'm feeling my joints a little bit. My shoulders are feeling a little
Oh, my
sore.
hips.
And so doing that, at least 3 times a week, I'm feeling a little bit better. So that's definitely something I feel like we'd recommend as well.
And how do you all
Make it a
feel about pea
lifestyle.
protein?
Yeah. Pea protein. That's actually interesting. Justin, what's your opinion on pea protein?
Um, I don't really have an issue with it. I actually use some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll switch it up. Like I get the trim shake from doTERRA.
Okay.
It's a vegan protein. It is a pea protein based.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's good to switch these things up, right?
Yep.
You want moderation, but you want to do it the right way. So yeah, if I know I want to get, protein, certain amounts, I'll literally take half a scoop of the vegan protein and then half a scoop of the marine collagen, half a scoop of
Mm.
the bovine collagen, half a scoop of the Owen one. I forget what that stands for. It's OWYN, but there's you want to get it from all sources. You want it
Right.
all.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip too, like mixing it up because we've tried it before. I think we even had a protein granola one time that was like a peanut butter protein granola, and it was made with a pea protein.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's vegan proteins, there's whey proteins, and so you just got to try them out and see what works best for you as well. Everybody is different, so
And I don't know if it's true, but what I've heard is that getting your protein from like the whey sources, and I could be wrong, but they say that you get more. I guess it's more beneficial for that in terms of muscle building. Now, I guess if you're just trying to supplement with pea protein, I guess that's fine. But I think like with the if you're lifting weights or whatnot, I think you want to go for more of that.
you're saying it gives you the best result.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
that's what I've heard.
I don't
know if that's true.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah, I
to
mean,
experiment with.
yeah. So I mean, I think it's a little more complicated than that. I'm not sure that
Mm-hmm.
that really matters, but if you're going to be, vegan based, there's going to be things you're missing, right? So you're
Right.
you're not going to be getting the amino acids that you would get from meat based or
Exactly.
animal based.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, I think if you prefer the vegan stuff, but you supplement those amino acids, it's probably close to the same thing.
Right.
But that's a question for Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave, where are you? Well, awesome. Again, like I said, I really enjoyed hearing about kind of what you do on a regular basis. I hope that for everyone watching, it was helpful to hear kind of what we got going on, and we definitely would love to hear what it is you guys are trying at home. Make sure to leave that in the comments below or ask any questions, any topics you'd like to hear in the upcoming weeks. And I think we're almost to that time where we can do a special giveaway.
That's right.
What do you think about that, Justin?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So today, we're going to have a lovely winner. Simon, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Who is our lucky winner?
Drum roll.
Angela!
Angela.
Congrats! Thank you so much. You are our lucky winner. You're going to receive a free fridge deodorizer. You're going to love it. So
Awesome.
We'll have that out to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Everyone else who is watching the Healthy with Heartland podcast this morning, make sure to tune in every Thursday, 9:30 a.m. for some awesome tips, tricks, and info, all things health and wellness. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all those. And with that, Justin, I think you can go ahead and send us off.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Heartland family. It's great to see you again. Of course, every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. Tune in for another episode. And with that, stay safe today out in the snow. And as always, stay healthy with Heartland.
Yes.